Woohoo! Let's see here. We are going live and in charge here. We are live. Hello, everybody. And we're just getting in. The sound is just getting ready to play us live. Got extra glasses going on here. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another live edition of the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate and America's longest running daily radio show. And you got it, all about the topic is real estate. We got a great show for you today, as we always do on a Monday. We like to kind of set the tone not only for today, but also for the rest of the week. And we have a chock full agenda for you this week. In fact, I am going to be joined on this radio show at least 3 out of the 5 days that we're broadcasted live. That's right, we are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 until 8:30, that's Eastern time. We are also not only heard here on our original AM 1470 station, but also on the FM dial, 3 places, 95.3, 96.9 and 103.9 on the FM dial. And on all of those, we stream live on the internet, and you can catch that on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That just might be the easiest place to find us after all. Is just go to automaticlandlord.com, go to the top of the page where it says the Real Estate Show, click on that button where it says the listen live if you come in between 8 and 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Otherwise, you can also listen to any one of our rebroadcasts. All of our shows are recorded. They are archived up there in chronological order. And those of you who are regular listeners know that we also kind of theme each Monday. We theme each Tuesday as our tools, tips, and techniques. Our Wednesday is our midweek report. Our Thursday is our ATM, or About the Money edition of the Real Estate Show. So if you're partial to knowing everything about the money, then check out all of our Thursday shows. But I'll tell you, there's a nugget of information. I mean, a large amount of information, actually, quite honestly, by catching all of the shows. So you definitely want to try to tune in every day. What you miss, go get it on the recording. You can also download those because we also do it in the form of a podcast. So you can download it, listen. Just go to, again, automaticlandlord.com, automaticlandlord.com. And you'll be able to find out exactly what's going on there. So I got a whole bunch of things that I want to share with you, and a couple of current event things. I'm going to give you sort of a sneak peek at some of the articles that we're going to touch on during the week. But today's all about setting the agenda. Our Mondays on a mission is to let you know that we truly are on a mission. I also just wanted to add that in addition to the 4 radio stations that we mentioned, in addition to the streaming that's on our website, there's also the iHeartRadio app that you can listen to those shows also live just by going to either one of the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, the, I think radio.com. There's a whole bunch of these free apps that allow it. All you have to do is look for is WWNN. Those are the call letters of our station. WWNN, Money Talk Radio. 1470 sometimes gets you there faster. Crystal clear. And you can take it with you as you're out on the go. So if you're not at home, working from home in a stationary place, but you're out and about, you can still carry us with you and listen to, a lot of the good stuff. There's a lot of good money tips and conversations on this radio station, Money Talk Radio. So those are there. And last but definitely not least is our video show, which is now on Facebook Live. That's this camera. On YouTube Live, that's on that camera. And so you can actually look in, participate, and join in on our show on those dates. So all you have to do is go to Facebook, and there you go, The Real Estate Show. Again, no spaces, no hyphens, just The Real Estate Show seems to get you there faster. Same thing on the YouTube channel, The Real Estate Show. So anyway, now's all the places you can find us. Back to the agenda, Monday. Okay, today I'm going to talk a little bit about, we're looking at a trip to head out to Houston. I might need to make a quick parachute drop into Houston for a couple of good deals I just found out about. So I may take a quick little jump over there, and also to oversee a rehab that we have there. So a whole bunch of different reasons. I'm a little nervous, I got to tell you, between getting on a plane as the numbers are going up. I certainly was reading at which airlines or what they're doing to keep the plane safe, and how I can keep the plane safe. I got a bunch of new masks. I ought to show you some of the masks that I have that I think, I don't know if I'm going to get on the plane in my big hazmat outfit or what. But anyway, remember, Houston is one of our favorite markets, and we're going to be announcing, probably not this month, but next month, we're going to be announcing our next live auction trip into Houston. So we'll talk about that as well. And we'll also be filming and doing all sorts of stuff. So you'll be able to kind of get a sneak peek, but there ain't nothing like being there live and in person. So that's Monday. And I want to touch a couple of headlines, which I will do still. I also want to make sure that I share with you a couple of the stimulus updates, which I'll do right after the break. And then I want to talk about Tuesday. Now, Tuesday we're going to have the foreclosure man back on as our guest, and he is going to be giving us both an inside scoop, a new scoop that you guys want to hear about. If you guys are all looking at what is going to happen in the marketplace coming forward, we're going to have a report and a scoop on that tomorrow. So make sure you don't miss tomorrow's show. That's our Tuesday show. And you know what? Let's go ahead. We're going to take that break, hear a few words from our sponsors. Then I'll go on with the rest of the agenda. I'm going to cover what's going on with our special guest on Wednesday and our midweek report there. And then on Thursday, we've got an all-new breakthrough that I want to share with you on the automatic landlord debt shredder. I mean, we are just killing it with that. And as I mentioned, we're looking for a couple of special people like you that want to join us as part of our expansion team. Our first expansion team training took place today, and we're going to be having another one after this show today. So it's not too late if you want to join us, if you want to be part of the expansion team here on the Real Estate Show. Then you want to go to my website and go there and just say, let me join the expansion team at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. So into the break, here we go. Again, this is Eric Wilner. You're listening to The Real Estate Show, and we'll be right back. So we got a nice full house on our Facebook Live. So I want to say hi to everybody there. Let's see here. Marianne, hey there. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling better. Happy Monday right back at you. Erica, couldn't count on anybody more loyal, more top fan than you. Cindy, long time no speak. How are you? Alex is there. Alex is watching in the house. How you doing? And we got Ronan. Congratulations, Ronan, who is lighting it up on fire. Also part of the expansion team as well. And Warley, my good friend Warley, did you solve the mystery? Warley, who is the owner, and you may recall him as being a regular guest here on our show. Ooh, it's been probably about a year ago when we used to have the Vital AC reports. And that was always a lot of fun with the Vital AC report every Wednesday morning, giving us not only a temperature and weather report, but great tips for those of you looking for a great air conditioning company, Vital AC. And that's a free plug for you, my friend. So we can still sign up for the training. Yes, you can, Marianne. And in fact, stick around on the Facebook Live after the show, and I'll give it to you. So Alex, is that where you're from, St. Pete Beach? So we've got California, we've got South Florida, Coconut Creek, we've got Beverly Hills on the Facebook Live, and I wish I could tell the same thing because on the YouTube I just don't see the names unless you guys type something up and stand out. I won't know who you are, but I do see that we got a couple of viewers on our YouTube as well. Looks like we're coming back. Long Island to St. Pete, Alex. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us, you are in fact listening to the original, the one and only, the number one, The Real Estate Show, America's longest running daily radio show since 1999, nonstop, through highs and through lows, through the Great Recession to the Great Pandemic. It's been quite a wild ride. We've hit some high highs. We've hit some low lows. We spent 10 years digging our way out of there, and not to mention a few other challenges along the way. But the good news is that we are still here. We're here alive, moving forward, and going strong. As I said, you can either sit there treading water in place, marching to the beat of whatever, standing still, or you can take advantage of what's going on now. As they say, it sounds cliche that, in every gray cloud, there is a silver lining. And I was having this conversation, I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before, about all of the positive things that actually have come out of the COVID. You're going like, what, Eric, are you high? And a lot of people seem to find it interesting that, number one, I have made the best of the situation. We have, transformed the house into the studio. It is our gym, our home, our corporate cafeteria, school, you name it. And we have worked a nice system in the house, a nice routine in the house that everybody is very upbeat, very cheerful, very positive. We go out for walks and bike rides and all sorts of things so that we don't suffer from, being closed in and don't get any fresh air, but we avoid the crowded areas and those things. So then you think about this. So as a family, it actually makes things quite a bit nicer. It can be, right? I hear couples saying that they want to kill each other. On the contrary, here we have been enjoying it. We kid around. My son's school mascot is the unicorns, and I said that we're all actually unicorns in here, living this nice life. Other good advantages, we have jumped forward in terms of technology. I mean, think about it. Before the pandemic, I wasn't live on 2 cameras where I could participate and interact with my audience visually as well as verbally. We have the ability to have meetings all day long. I have put so few miles on my car in the last 4 months. It's amazing, from always having been a high mileage person to be an almost no mileage person. It's personally, for me, it's wonderful. I get all that much more time, in front of productivity in the computer as opposed to behind the steering wheel. Now, even when I was behind the steering wheel, you know about the 4-wheel university and all that good stuff. But between the technology, which everyone has been sort of catapulted or maybe pushed forward, you've got the meeting, the distance learning. It opens up great possibilities of now homeschooling with assistance, and then now being able to and we're taking a look at either buying or renting an RV and spending a couple of months just getting to see the United States. Showing the kids something that they otherwise in normal times would never even have the opportunity or the consideration to do. So that's kind of cool also. Then there's the aspect of long distance working. There's a lot of people that for many years have been really, stuck in a place where they didn't think that long distance working would work, that the people wouldn't produce, and that they wouldn't take it seriously. And yet I'm finding out after company after company after company that I'm talking to that everything is fine, that those office type jobs are doing really well, which, by the way, opens up a huge opportunity when it comes to the real estate market, because now we were already seeing a higher amount of vacancies in office and particularly in retail, as there's that rotation, again, thanks to technology, where people have less need to have showrooms and warehouses, that a lot of things can be drop shipped and things are bought long distance, opening up markets for people. And now all of a sudden that's going to free up a lot of brick and mortar space that can be maybe turned into things like assisted living, where you can have larger groups of people with additional care. And you can make sort of mini villages and communities in what used to be shopping centers. So there's a whole bunch of cool opportunities there. In fact, that reminds me, here's a couple other things that I'm going to talk about this week. The Florida real estate firm, one of the commercial real estate firms here in South Florida, just added a doctor to the team. Can you imagine that? Real estate companies having a doctor on retainer or on staff to help in the pandemic. And so now the question is that going to be a trend? Because, they're the ones that can sort of certify safe open houses and procedures, and it's a way to protect themselves legally. One of the big concerns right now, and what some companies are afraid to open up because they don't want to open up, make a little bit of money just to get by, and then only to find out that they get sued because they're going to get blamed for opening the restaurant or the store and then causing somebody to get infected and get blamed for it. So interesting little trend there. I think it's a little bit more to that we're going to see and hear more about. Another thing is there are more listings are touting accessory dwelling units. Now think about this. In the world of Airbnb, and we've seen a lot of that, where people have like a mother-in-law suite. So, you've heard the expression granny flats, garage apartments, in-law suites, mother-in-law suites, and so forth. And those are increasingly providing affordable housing options for other people of all ages. So whether it be a family member, you got that sandwich generation, you got the generation that lives in the main house with kids, and then they have the granny flat or the parents living in an apartment with you. Some interesting twist. Start putting your creative real estate hat on, because we got some really great opportunities coming up. Here's another interesting, this is a headline: dated homes are no longer a deal killer. Now, I'll tell you, because I just was involved in a dated home listing, and I will tell you how many times. Now, mind you, you do get more lowball offers in the process. However, some home shoppers are more open now to compromises on home features if it means they can buy faster. Remember, we're in the middle of an inventory shortage. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking more about that. Mortgage rates, they've dipped below the 3% mark for 30-year mortgages. Yesterday, one of my regular listeners got a 2.75% 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And if you can get one of those, ladies and gentlemen, run, don't walk, to go lock that in. And so that's a key thing. And the next thing, of course, record low financing costs could further tighten housing inventories. And now the question is, could record low mortgage rates, which you think would be the door opener, could it be actually hurting and blocking out first-time home buyers, because they come with the lowest down payments? And a regular seller who looks at an offer, somebody's putting 20% down and this one's putting no percent or 3% down. Who's going to get approved first, faster? Well, no question, it's going to be the one with the bigger down payment, the more qualified, more seasoned income. And so, as you can see, full agenda for this week. Also, so that's we're going to talk more about that, especially on our Wednesday midweek report. I've got a very special guest, Mr. Gary Lanham, head of the Gary Lanham Group for Coldwell Banker, one of the top brokers. And I'll tell you, not just top in volume, but top in terms of professionalism, skill, knowledge, and just an all-around great team leader there. Highly recommend this guy, and you're going to want to listen to my interview of having him on our radio show this coming Wednesday. So we talked about the opportunity here to build wealth beyond Wall Street, right? Stock market up again today. So in spite of rising COVID, in spite of the still additional people filing unemployment, and who knows what the number is. We're going to see what this Friday's weekly report brings. And then at the end of the week, we're going to be looking at, in fact, the end of next week, we're going to be looking at the July month figures, and that will be very telling. And I'm going to save maybe a little bit of my comment about the rash. There's going to be a spike in foreclosures. Okay, I'm going to tell you that all the numbers that I'm looking at, and when we analyze them, looking at a couple of different ways, there will be a spike in foreclosures. The question will be, how big will that be? I know, in fact, I was talking today to a family that was in foreclosure. They were in the process of a short sale before the pandemic started. And then they had a contract. They were going through the short sale process. And with the pandemic, that contract fell out. People gave up, said, no, actually, with the pandemic, I want nothing to do. So the short sale was, again, heading straight for foreclosure without a contract. We got them another contract. But of course, the courts are frozen. So now we basically have a delay. A delay until when? Maybe we'll see at the end of July. Another big telltale that we're going to find then. So interesting stuff going on. Alex is asking, do you think we're going to go back to 10% down investment rates again like 20 years ago? 10% actually is already happening. Good mortgage brokers, really good mortgage brokers, know where to find 10% down for investments. You got to have everything else in line, good verifiable income, strong credit, but actually that does exist. Will we see it go down for less than that? Not thinking so soon. But the name of the game is the banks are very careful now, and the requirements to become an investor right now are a bit more stringent. And that's not entirely a bad thing, which, by the way, that's been happening for the last 10 years. Remember when the bubble burst and basically lending evaporated, they only started letting people with, high 700 scores, which PS, again, Tuesday, in addition to the foreclosure, man, we're going to talk a little bit about the credit issue. And for those of you who want a really good inside look at how to fix your credit in the middle of a pandemic, which is when you should be taking care of this right now, go to timetofixmycredit.com. That's timetofixmycredit.com. Alex, we should talk offline because there is better than 25% down for investment property as we speak right now. So, but there's other factors out there, so that's probably a conversation we should have offline. And then before we run out of time, and we're rapidly running out of time, let me talk a little bit about Thursday. So we covered Monday. We covered Tuesday, we covered our guest Wednesday, and then Thursday, we're back to our conversation about the money. Every Thursday, we're going to come back to this conversation about the money. And, as you can see, we got Investor Alex on our live Facebook who's asking questions. And if you don't have the right sources, like he's saying, the best that he could get was 25% right now. And it depends on your sources. It's not, it's not going to be your big box banks that they're doing 20% at best. And again, they're fairly selective on that basis. But there is better than that, and they're certainly better than the big boxes when it comes to mortgage rates for investors. Now, we're going to talk also about the automatic landlord debt shredder program. This is something that we've been having tremendous success with. And it sounds like it's something new, but to be quite honest with you, we've had this product going on. I used to dub it as called the Genius Loan. If you were to Google or search for the Genius Loan back 10 years ago, you'll see this guy's face. It's a program. It's something that we've helped influence and develop. And now we have it even whether you can qualify for a mortgage or not qualify. It used to be you had to have a line of credit to use the automatic landlord debt solution to its best. Today, I can do it with a savings. I got we have it so dialed in. We've got these opposing algorithms right now that we're able to beat the banks, literally beat the banks at their own game of reverse amortization on an amortization schedule. And we can figure that. So here is the idea on, here we are in the middle of what I think is a great test of the American spirit between the economy, the pandemic, all the protesters, and all of the subversive things going to try to upset the upheaval. It is a time for us now more than ever to stand united as the United States of America. And yes, we have faults, and yes, there are things that we need to correct, and we should continue to stand up. That's why we have the First Amendment right to speech. Everybody who wants to protest, protest to your heart's content and do it for a legitimate reason, But do it peacefully, do it constructively, and do it meaningfully. So to our original founding fathers, those that said, don't tread on me, I say, don't tread on water, on debt either. Cut your debt 30 to 40%. That's what we're going to talk about on Thursday. Well, the music is coming into my ear louder than ever. That means that the hooks are coming in. They're ready to take me off and shut me up. But I've got lots more for you for the rest of the week. Make sure that you tune in each and every weekday evening right here, wherever you're watching me or listening to me at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So until then, this is Eric Wilner signing off. Remember, you can reach me directly, schedule an appointment with me directly at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. So until tomorrow, drive safe, wash those hands, and God bless America. Bye-bye. All right, buddy. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Now let me commute right on back home. There, we're home. So as you can tell, we have a tremendous week. Preach. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it. And what I think is just wonderful right now is to be able to have this platform to share. I didn't even get to talk about the stimulus check updates. So I'll save that for tomorrow. In fact, I'll probably have an update to my update on the stimulus update. But it's kind of interesting what's forming up. Obviously, both sides of the aisle are squaring up to try to get their version and of course, win their points. Remember, everything is in the context and the framework of elections. So that's just the way it is. But I will tell you, one of the things that I'm now more convinced about, number one, is our First Amendment rights. Our founding fathers were geniuses when you really think about it. The Second Amendment right, geniuses that's in there, and that is, believe it or not, a very strong check and balance of power that otherwise the people could easily lose that balance if they are completely stripped of their ability to arm themselves. This Saturday, last Saturday, just passed, I went and sat for my concealed carry permit. And I'm going to tell you, quite surprised at the number of people. Now, I went to a place that was very careful about, social distancing, and they did have a limitation, but they filled that limit right to the limit. And you could see, because since you had to come in and there was a careful, very clean check-in process, but there was a line out the door, okay? And every, I think 3 times a week, but this is on a Saturday night, that I'm going to send you the link, Marianne, for the training following for our expansion team training. That's today, by the way, coming up at 8:30. And in fact, let me power down the YouTube channel right now first. And I'm switching over to Facebook. So for those of you who are on YouTube, if you want to finish up the conversation, and then I'm going to roll that forward into our training session for our expansion team. Those are the people that want to help us to promote the debt shredder, as well as Time to Fix My Credit, actually, has invited us. In fact, we have two new partners that want to come and share some really cool stuff with the Real Estate Show. So we'll talk more about that later on in the week. But anyway, I want to say thank you for watching and joining us today on YouTube. And I will see you guys again, same place tomorrow. Have a great night.